Hey guys, Donnie here, and welcome to Stocks for Stoners, Episode 2. In this episode, we're going to talk about buying stock. And, well, it should be pretty self-explanatory. It's the same as buying anything. You walk into a store to buy a gallon of milk, you put some money out for it, you purchase the gallon of milk. You walk into a dispensary to buy a gram of marijuana, put the money out for it, they give you the gram of marijuana, you walk away. Pretty easy, right? Well, with stocks, it's slightly different. You have profit margins to think of, losses, other things like that, because stocks change in value. And that's where we want to get down to the ask and the bid price that you'll notice when you're going to purchase a stock. So when you purchase a stock, you're going into what is called a long position. And in a long position, essentially you're holding the stock and wanting that stock to gain in value. So let's say you walk into a dispensary. In front of you, they have 100 grams of cannabis sitting there. Well, at the time, the cannabis value is, let's say, $15 for a gram. So you take that gram at $15 and you put it in your pocket. And you hang on to that gram because somebody said that the dispensary was running out of cannabis and the value of cannabis might go up. So you wait about a week or two, and the cannabis dispensary runs out of cannabis for some crazy reason, and the price of cannabis then goes up. And now goes up to $20. Well, it only goes up to $20 because around the corner there is another dispensary you could go and get cannabis from, right? I mean, there's a lot of them, especially when you live in California, Oregon, or Colorado. So you could sell it at that point for $20 and you've made a $5 profit. That's pretty good, I think, still, because you could take that $5 profit, go around the corner of the other dispensary, find 2 grams at $10 a piece, and it might not be quite as good as the other one, but they're still okay, right? But what if you waited until the dispensary around the corner ran out of cannabis also, and it took the price of the cannabis you're holding in your pocket up to $25, maybe $30 for that gram of cannabis, because the closest dispensary is maybe a few more miles away than the one that was around the corner. Now, it's harder for people to just jump in the car and drive to the other one a few miles away because it's going to cost them a little bit in gas and some other things, so they might not be too opposed to paying that $30 for the cannabis that you have. Now, that essentially is what goes on with the price of a stock. You purchase it at a price, and you hope that, not necessarily that somebody's store is running out of cannabis or something like that, but you're hoping that the value of that stock goes up because less stock is available and more people are buying that. That is the idea behind volume, which we'll discuss later on in another video and things like that. I guess I can kind of give you a short explanation. The volume is the amount of shares that are out there and the amount of shares that are being traded at any given time. So the volume is very dependent on the price. So if there's, a low volume and a high demand, then there's going to be a higher price for that. So essentially that's buying stocks, right? Well, then we get to the bid and ask, like I mentioned earlier. The bid and the ask. Bid is your buy price and ask is your sell price. So your buy price, the bid, would be you as the customer walking into the dispensary and you're looking at the cannabis at $15. That's the buy price. Well, technically the dispensary, when you walked in, they were asking $15.50. That was the ask price, and you kind of talked them down to the 15 because the guy around the corner, the other dispensary I mentioned, their price went down to 15. So you were able to get it at that price, even though you knew the price was going to fluctuate. So that's the difference between the bid and the ask price. I mean, really, not too big of a deal there. When you're looking at that, when you're making an order, you see the bid and ask. What I usually do is I'll pick a price somewhere, or if the value is $17 on the bid and $18 on the ask, then I'll put maybe $17.50 or even the $18 in as a limit price, which we'll discuss limit and buy and market and all that in a future video. Don't get too concerned. But that's usually when you have to be concerned with that. Purchasing things on Robinhood, Cash App, when you're purchasing stocks in an app like that, you're probably going to be purchasing at a market price. So right now, this video, it applies to you. When you're purchasing something off of E-Trade, Webull, some of the more further advanced stock apps that are out there, websites and stuff like that, they are going to allow you, to select different values, different ways of paying price. And those are things that we're going to go into in a future video because it starts to get a little more complicated. The limit price, the best way to think of that is the limit. That's the limit you're willing to pay when you put that price in. So I hope that helps. I'm trying to keep this short, so hope you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask below. If you need to know any more about this, feel free to go ahead, like I said, ask below. Email me. My email address should be attached to this account. If not, it is. Sorry, I wrote it down, I'm sure. stocksforstoners420@gmail.com. You can reach me there, like I said, in the comments. Any questions you have, feel free. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Next video will probably be going into either just probably a further explanation of buying. We might be getting into, let me look at my notes here. Might be getting into order types. That's still part of buying and stuff like that. So I'm going to be putting this together. Hopefully I'll get it out to you guys either tomorrow or the next day. It'll just take me a little bit of time to make sure I have the right analogies for you and that I can apply this to your everyday life, just like I've applied a lot of the explanations I've found to my everyday life so that I can easier understand buying stocks in the stock market. So hope you guys have a great day and good luck out there. Don't spend all your money in one place. And remember, this is not financial advice. I'm just here for your entertainment and educational purposes only. Thanks and have a great day.